Major breakout on OMI. We're going to break down the chart and talk about OMI. Let's dive on in. What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers back at it again, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And we got to talk about the action on OMI. Wow. Okay, so I wanted to get a video out and throw everybody a heads up before this happened over here. But it's been a really busy week for me. So at any rate, we need to still talk about this because there are some definite things that the chart is telling us right now at this point. So we are using the Bit4X site because OMI does not show up on TradingView yet. When it does, it's going to be a lot better when I bring these reports to you. But for now, we'll be using the Bit4X site, which is one of two places that you can trade OMI. All right, so let's see here. I need to bring up my drawing tools. Pardon me, please, because I have this in full screen mode, and this is not as easy when I'm using the Bit4X site than what it is when I'm using the platform on TradingView. It's a lot better. So let's get rid of this for right now and have some fun drawing on this chart and talk about the action. Now, a few days ago, maybe it was just 2 days ago, I put a post in the Telegram group on the VV board, the Crypto Pro VV board, and I'll put a link to that in the description so you can come and join that group if you want. But what I was seeing at the time was a really amazing development with this ascending triangle. So we had a base. I drew this line. Now this is exactly what I posted in the group. We have a baseline here, and then of course we've got the tops here. And so I said in the group, we could have a slight correction or we could have a complete blast off right from where we were. So at the time that I made that post, we were sitting right there. Okay. And so the two choices of what was going to happen was a breakdown to the base and then a jump, or the jump that we see that just happened. So that's actually what occurred, was this great big jump. At the time, also, what I was noticing was that the stochastic was somewhere around here. It was pointing up, but we didn't have a lot of price action moving up along with the rise on the stochastic. We were just poking above the 80% line where you move into the overbought zone right here. That's the overbought zone. And then the MACD was just right here past the crossover. And what I always say in the group when I post my TA is when the oscillators on the MACD cross over like they did here, that to some people is a buying signal. So that happened down on the MACD, and now of course we see the pump. Now it peaked out at, oh goodness gracious, 0.0073 or 74, and now we have a little bit of a correction going on. And this is not a bad correction because as we can see here, there's a wick. We have a wick that is formed from here to here, and it's already moving back up. So my next question will be, where do we go from here? Well, it depends on what this volume is going to do. And that's another thing. Let's just look at the volume here. Okay, first of all, when we had that first major movement, look at the size of the volume here, okay? And then something else that I had said in the group was that the volume was very quiet, and that caught my attention. During this entire consolidation period, we're down here, and the volume was just keeping a nice, it was hanging out, just laying low. And then all of a sudden we get the pump and the breakout. Here are the volume bars right here, which is really not that great in comparison to this candle that we had here that moved us on this jump right here. Okay, so there was a lot more volume that happened when this quantum leap took place, and then volume settled down, but price continued to go up, and we started this consolidation trading period. Okay, so what happens next? That is the question. Well, let's talk about that. Let's clear everything here and turn drawing mode off and see if I can slide this over and get some room. Now, none of this is financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball, even though some people in the group accused me of having a crystal ball because I totally called this pump before it happened. It was a few hours later when it broke out. But guys, I got lucky. I only go by what the chart has to show us, and that's it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So let's look at the evidence of where we go from here. Notice we have a stochastic crossover and we're moving down, back down below. It's about to poke into the normal zone from the overbought zone. So two things can happen. We can sail all the way back down here into the oversold zone, just like we did here. Okay, as this correction was going on, we had a touch, a dip into oversold, and then this one here 3 times. Now notice this dip did not move us out of overbought, and we stayed in the overbought zone all throughout this period. The stochastic can flip and it can stay up there. So that's where we get to scenario 2. We could flip back up here and start bouncing around into the overbought zone for another strong period. It could happen. Now, there could be some buzz happening because of the impending Uniswap listing. So when this lists on Uniswap, which is also going to be adding to the frenzy due to the Uniswap 3.0 conversion, we might have another pump. So what I'm going to be looking to see is what price does and where we settle down and where the base forms. So we might have a base. We could at least say, okay, I'll bet you it doesn't go below this line right here. I'll bet you at the bottom of that red wick. And then we'll just have to wait and see what happens after that. Now, price could do something like this, just like we did before, okay? And so you start consolidating. And as we get towards the end of the month, maybe it coincides with the Uniswap. I call Uniswap Unislop because I hate it. If you know me and you've listened to some of my previous videos, you know that I don't like Unislop. And I have lots of reasons for it because I've had a lot of bad experiences. So this could be the next level of trading. We could have this trading zone right here where we consolidate for a time. This could move all the way through the end of the month. I'm going to be patient. If we just stay in this range here and bounce around, I'll be very impressed because this would be a move of a show of strength rather, as the value for OMI has gone up due to all of the recent developments with securing all of these fantastic licensing agreements with major established brands like GM. The car brands are coming in. Everybody is starting to smell the coffee and they're realizing what is going on. In my opinion, I think this is the most impressive and the hottest token in the entire NFT space. The hottest project rather, not token. And it's because of the high quality of what they've done and the fact that they only are allowing in major established brands. This is not a place where you can send in your own artwork. I have a lot of people asking me, can I send my artwork to VV, which is the app that eComi has to trade their NFTs. I'm going to get more into that on the next video, but let's get back to this technical analysis here. This consolidation and settling in at this price could be the reflection of the value increase in eComi because of securing all the fantastic licensing agreements that they have and the news that's coming up. Okay, so I don't know. I'm just kind of holding on until the end of the month. And let's see here. Here's April right here. I think I drew that like way too far out. So let's put a line up where April starts. It's supposed to be April, the beginning of the month of April, whenever we get that Uniswap listing. Okay, so let's clear this, turn drawing mode off and pull it. Oh, I can't. I can squish it down a little bit here. So let's draw again. Let's just put a line here on April 1st. This is speculation, guys. Don't go counting on this. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just talking about what's possible. That's all I ever do is talk about what's possible. So we could see something like this happening, okay? And I would hope to see another tightening of price and movement as we go towards this April 1st date. So if we're lucky, we'll get another ascending triangle that looks something like this. And if we're super lucky, maybe we break out something like that on that Uniswap listing. It's very possible. And the thing is, the market is hot. Everything is going bananas. So right now, oh my gosh, you can just throw mud on the wall. Something's going to stick. In fact, all of it is sticking right now because the market is going ballistic. Okay, so anyway, 2 things to consider, and then that'll be the end of this short update on what happens next. BTC could correct. We need to watch for BTC. We're still not out of the dark, out of the woods on whether or not BTC will have one more major correction. It can happen. And so a major BTC correction could pull us back down and possibly set us, to a lower base than what this red wick is. So honestly, be careful. Watch out if you're buying in. There could be a base like right here. It could dive all the way back down to the apex of this triangle. I don't think it will, but it could be lower than what I've drawn here for the sake of this example. Here's the other thing I want you to consider. And I'm going to get more into this when I talk about the VV app. They're still working on this and they're getting overloaded. They can't handle the massive onslaught of activity on their VV app. And this reminds me of back in the days when Twitter came on the scene, and I was one of the first people on Twitter. And I remember the first year the Twitter website was up and down, crashing all the time. And we used to have this Twitter whale that would show up, and it became a meme, okay? And so if people who were investing in Twitter said, oh, this is garbage, the site is not working, it's buggy, it crashes, I'm out, what would they look like right now, okay? The fact that the Twitter website was crashing was indicative of the massive growth. And it's the same thing with VV. So let's just watch and see what happens and see what the stochastic does here. We might come down to the oversold zone if BTC does a major jump. And then again, we might stay up here. So that's all I've got for right now. Look for my update coming soon, and I'm still going to have a special guest who knows a lot more about ECOMI, OMI, VV than what I do. He lives in California, and we're both really, really busy, but it's coming soon, and we're going to answer a lot of questions, and I'm going to discuss a lot of the comments that I got on the last VV video that got over 10,000 views. Goodness gracious, it just went bananas. It was several hundred comments, so thanks for all the comments. But let's just stick together. Everybody who's in this, I think we made a good decision. We're sitting pretty right now, guys, because the gains are going to be coming in big time. All right, not financial advice. I'm just excited, all right? Don't listen to me. The financial advice I will give you is don't buy anything and get out of this market because you can lose your pants and end up in the soup line. Don't listen to big mouth YouTube people that are yamming on about how we're going to go to the moon in this project and Bitcoin's going to go 500,000. Forget all that. Stop listening to people. I'm just a guy who's trying to take a chance so I can buy my kids some new shoes, okay? I don't have a crystal ball. And I'm not the undisputed expert in the space, but I am the crypto pro. You know why? Because I said so, and I like the name. Yay! Oh yeah. All right, that's all I have for now. Post your comments below, and let's discuss this, Carlton. I'm out.